are back. So today I kind of got a emergency cooking call. I care for someone that is severely immunocompromised and they're having a really hard day today. They are really tired and can't cook for themselves. So they said, could you please make me something? So I am going to make them pasta carbonara with a few extra things thrown in to make sure that they're getting a little more nutrients. And so it's really flavorful because their taste buds are not functioning the way they normally would because of what's going on with their immune system. So I'm just taking bacon cutoffs and I'm just making them into really small pieces because we're going to render this, get this nice and crispy, and cook these off. And this is going to be part of our really nice carbonara sauce. I love adding some bacon flavoring. It packs a lot of flavor, and when you're just doing a small amount like this for a big pasta dish, you're not adding a huge amount of calories per serving. So this way you get all this amazing flavor without adding a huge amount of fat. All right, and you can see we've got our water coming to a nice boil. We are, I think we already ran out of spaghetti, so I'm just substituting it with orchetti pasta. Again, to minimize exactly how much we are going out when we don't have to, we are just using the ingredients we have. So I like to keep the bacon ends on hand because you can use them for a bunch of different things like this. So this is going to make a really nice addition. Okay, and so you want to turn this on at medium heat because we want to render this bacon and make it nice and crispy. Okay, so while that's rendering and the pasta is going, I'm just going to be moving this around. And then also, because I wanted to give some greens to this, so some nutrients, I've decided to add broccoli, which is much faster to chop up in my food processor. So I'm just going to turn this on and I'm just going to get really nice small chunks. It's easier for her to eat, and it just makes it so there's some green in there as well. Okay. A little bit smaller. There's still a few big chunks in there, so I'm just going to pulse it a few more times. And we have nice, beautiful ground up broccoli to add to the sauce. All right, I'll get back to you when I add the pasta and when the bacon has been completely rendered. Take care. Now, if you look in here, you can see all of this bacon fat that has rendered in. And it's really lovely. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to only keep the actual pieces of meat. I'm going to take out the big pieces of fat because no one wants to chew on that. And just keep those beautiful crisp pieces. And now it looks like my water is boiling, so I'm going to add a nice amount of salt to flavor the pasta water. Go. And now I'm going to add my pasta. So this is a little more fly-by-night than we usually do, but when a call comes in, this is what happens. All right, so pour it away from you so that you do not get burned. And we're doing about 2/3 of the amount. And then orchetti takes about 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to do 13 because I know the last 2 minutes they're going to be cooking in the pot with the rest of the sauce. And my bacon is nice and brown, so I'm going to turn this on low so I can then scoop out the other bits and add in the other parts for my lovely sauce. So So now I'm adding that tune that I made over the weekend, and this is going to give me a lot of flavor in. And it's going to help me deglaze the bottom of the pan there. And beautifully brown that garlic. Beautiful, froths up so nicely. Gorgeous. Okay. Now I'm gonna add my broccoli, so it can poach in that liquid. Getting it nicely covered in there. Oh, this smells so fantastic. And now is also going to be when I add all my spices so that they can bloom in this beautiful brownness. So I am going to add only a couple cracks of salt because there's bacon in there, so it's already salty. Couple cracks of pepper, and then to really spice this up, I'm going to add a little bit of chili powder if I can open this thing without taking my nail off. All right, and that is really going to give this such a nice, happy, gorgeous flavor. All right, and then in about 8 minutes, I'm going to add some of the pasta water to this. Pasta water has all those beautiful starches, and they just make the sauce so creamy and thick and beautiful. Okay, there we go. All right, so I just realized I did not use any chopped onion like I usually do. So I'm going to add in some dehydrated onion. This way I can have a little bit of that note in there as well. I also added a little bit more thyme in there, so this way it can brown that dehydrated onion. You're gonna mess up sometimes. I just happen to do it while I'm filming. And there are ways to just make those flavor notes come through, even if you make a mistake. And honestly, no one really has to know. Okay, there we go. And now those chopped onions will bloom in that same beautiful oil mixture. So the main component for a carbonara is egg yolks. Some people also like to add, heavy cream to it, but many Italians are going to tell you that is not a traditional carbonara. So you can use an egg separator, which is what I'm going to use. You can also just use your fingers. This will just remove all the white. There you go. And one, and I'm going to use 2 egg yolks for this. If I was making a really large amount, I would use more yolks. And we'll see. I might decide to add cream to it anyway. And for all of my Italian family, I'm sorry. Oh, and I broke the yolk, which means I have to get another egg. All right, which is the other reason I'm saving this, because I can scramble this up, pop it in the fridge, and save it for scrambled eggs later. Okay. All right, so let's try this again. Just gonna set that. There we go. Much better. Oh, this is a big happy yolk. Pull all the white down, and the yolk goes in there. Okay, so now I have my 2 happy yolks. Alright, and it's almost time for me to pull the pasta water in there with a nice quick stir. Oh, so lovely. Okay, so we're going to pull the pasta water, which is nice and starchy. Okay, and it starts to bubble. And the the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull some starch water and put it in with the yolks to help temper the eggs. Because I do not want scrambled eggs, I want a sauce. Pour this guy in. Alright. The eggs have been tempered. And now I'm going to move this aside and gradually make a beautiful carbonara sauce. Okay. Alright, as you can see, it is a sauce, not scrambled eggs. If you do not temper your eggs, you will have scrambled sauce. Okay. Nice and white. Oh, so pretty. Alright, and again, I'm going to get a little more. And now this gets turned off, because the heat from the pasta will do the rest. So now I'm going to take my pasta off and drain it and pour it in here. I don't have to shake it that much because I still want some of that extra pasta water. Okay. We'll see as this goes through. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. All right, a beautiful, beautiful pasta dish. It's got greens, it's got bacon, and this did not need any cream whatsoever. And no scrambled eggs. All right, and then we do a taste test, and that's when we adjust the final bits of the sauce. So we can see if we need more salt, a little more pepper. You don't want to go too crazy with the salt because remember the pasta is flavored with salt and water. Okay. And I really should have done this with the sauce and the egg. Again, I was not set up for this, so I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants today. All right, so the cheese has combined really nicely. We're gonna give it a taste with a fresh, clean fork. Try and get a bite that's got a little bit of everything on there. As you can see, the puppies are very excited by this too. That's really good. All right, so this is a pasta carbonara-like sauce. If you want a real carbonara, I suggest you Google it. This was seat of the pants, but again, we're cooking with what we have and in the order I remember to add stuff. All right, you guys, thanks so much, and I can't wait to deliver this to my family member so that she has lunch and dinner and everything else she needs to get through the day today. Thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.